Singapore has trialled patrol robots that blast warnings at people engaging in undesirable social behavior, adding to an arsenal of surveillance technology in the tightly controlled city-state that is fueling privacy concerns. From vast numbers of CCTV cameras to trials of lampposts kitted out with facial recognition tech, Singapore is seeing an explosion of tools to track its inhabitants. Officials have long pushed a vision of a hyper-efficient, tech-driven smart nation, but activists say privacy is being sacrificed and people have little control over what happens to their data. Singapore is frequently criticized for curbing civil liberties and people are accustomed to tight controls, but there is still growing unease at intrusive tech. The government's latest surveillance devices are robots on wheels with 7 cameras that issue warnings to the public and detect undesirable social behavior. This includes smoking in prohibited areas, improperly parking bicycles, and breaching coronavirus social distancing rules. During a recent patrol, one of the Xavier robots wove its way through a housing estate and stopped in front of a group of elderly residents watching a chess match. Please keep 1 meter distancing. Please keep to 5 persons per group. A robotic voice blared out as a camera on top of the machine trained its gaze on them. During a 3-week trial in September, 2 robots were deployed to patrol the housing estate and a shopping center. Digital rights activist Lee Ting said the devices were the latest way Singaporeans were being watched. But the government defended its use of robots, saying they were not being used to identify or take action against offenders during the tech trial and were needed to address a labor crunch as the population ages. The workforce is actually shrinking, said Ong Kar-hing from the government agency that developed the Xavier robots, adding they could help reduce the number of officers needed for foot patrols. The island of about 5.5 million people has 90,000 police cameras, a number set to double by 2030, and facial recognition tech, which helps authorities pick out faces in a crowd, may be installed on lampposts across the country. There was a rare public backlash this year when authorities admitted coronavirus contact tracing data collected by an official system had been accessed by police. The government later passed legislation to limit its use. But critics say the city-state's laws generally put few limitations on government surveillance and Singaporeans have little control over what happens to the data collected. There are no privacy law constraints on what the government can or cannot do, said Indulakshmi Rajeshwari, a privacy lawyer from Singapore who is now based in Germany. News Desk, Kaumudy Global.